I had a great joke, but Brett took all my time, so
Sorry.
we'll just get right to the to business. No, I think just like every coach that's out there in college football right now, they're excited about the signees, and so I'm no different. Really excited about the guys that we added today, and it being such a new and a new thing that we're trying as in college football. I think it being the first time, I thought it went really smoothly for us, and still working through a few others. So I think we have between December 20th and 22nd to solidify our early signing period group, and just really excited about the guys that we have in this early signing day. And so looking forward to bringing them into the family, and also have a number of people that are starting with us mid-year. They'll start enrolling in January, and also have some return missionaries coming back this fall, so that will be joining us between the spring and the summer. So thought we covered a lot of our deficiencies that we would see both in 2 years from now, and also addressing some things that we can help us this fall. So really excited about the group and excited about this signing day. I think it's been a benefit for us, and I think it's been, for the most part, really beneficial for the young men and their families, being able to have signing day done and focus on Christmas and have a great holiday break and not have to deal with recruiting calls and home visits and things like that. So we've got a great start to it, and looking forward to finishing this up in February and then solidifying our signing class. So any questions?
With the guys that you brought in today, big emphasis on the offensive line. You brought in 5 offensive linemen. Mm-hmm. What stands out to you about that group of linemen that you brought in?
There's a lot of athleticism in that group, and I think that if you talk to Coach Tuiaki, he thinks that some of them can play D-line, and if you're looking at some of the guys on the list, there are guys at Harris LaChance and others, and Chinotso can kind of swing both at O-line and D-line, and it's just a matter of how we think they're going to project and develop in the next little bit. So the point was to try to get big, strong bodies, and whether they're playing O-line or D-line, I think that guys that just can take up space and can kind of move the line for us, whether they're trying to defend or trying to push guys out of the way. So feel really good about that group, and they're a big group. I mean, I'm really excited about Campbell Barrington, and really excited about Harris LaChance. Talking about the old lineman, Tyson Lewis out of Weaver, great athlete, and I think Chinotso can play both. Connor Pay's been with us for a long time now, and he's a legacy kid, so excited to get him. And his father Gary played for us back in the day. And so, and then Jacob Smith out of Minnesota has been good. So I thought we did a great job in state, and then found some good talent in different places, from Arkansas to Minnesota to South Carolina, to be able to in Texas. And so, really happy with this group, and I think that we've covered a lot of our issues and with big bodies. So looking forward to seeing them be part of our group.
What was the approach after the season ended in terms of recruiting, knowing that the recruiting day was coming up and you ended up making a change for your offensive coordinator?
I think for the most part, is just focusing on the young men and what's the best thing for them, and not really being about. From the beginning, this whole recruiting process wasn't about coaches. It's about the school and focusing on what the school can offer, and the culture and the lifestyle here and the academics. Really trying to focus on the school. There's a lot of these young men. They're guys that really fell in love with the school and fell in love with what was going on here, from the tradition that's been here for a while. So that's our goal in recruiting, is to sell that first, and then also to focus on what's best for the young man. So I think that it would be a bad thing if we had to convince the young man to come to BYU and he would have been a better fit somewhere else. So as we work through that and work in recruiting, and we're able to be and communicate with their families and then with the young man, I think that we come to a good conclusion of where they should go, and it works both ways. But I think we've got these guys committed early, and now we can move on to the next phase for them, and then focus on the other guys that we can try to sign by February.
What stood up to you about quarterback that you signed, Stacey Kalani?
a great athlete. He's big. He's got a humongous hands and large wingspan. He's a great athlete, and he's got a rocket of an arm. So you have a guy that can do that. He can be that size, that big of a person, you know. And I feel we're fortunate to get him out of Texas, and this is his dream school. So him being an LDS young man, and I thought we've had actually this class has been really good. I've been calling out all the LDS members to help us recruit, and we actually got a lot of referrals. These young men were great referrals that we had. So I have to give a big shout out to all our assistant recruiters out there. So keep it up. If you see big, fast young men, first of all, try to get them to play football, and then get a hold of us, and we'll take over from there.
I think you got 11 on the list. When Friday's over, how many do you think you'll have?
So there's a few still in the mix, and whether there was a release or they're waiting or whatever the reason may be, I think it's different. I think it could be a few. So I don't know, a couple, a few, one, none. So I'll say 0 to 20 is the
Do you plan to take a full class between now and February? Take the full 25?
So I think what our needs are is going to be the most important thing, and then there's always attrition, and there's always some surprises along the way. So I think it's always smart to keep a couple for that. So we've added guys like Tristan Hodge and Wayne Kirby, the guys I can think of right now. You know what I mean? So we have to be prepared for that just in case. And so if there's a way that we can take advantage of both and have a full class, I mean, the most important thing is get ready for this fall, and then with our missionaries be able to position it so that we're in a good position in 2 years from now, and then look at the guys that we have coming in, and if there's some extra spots, then between taking care of our walk-ons here that we feel like deserve scholarships, and seeing what other opportunities are out there. I mean, we've added guys late too, so we'll see how it all works out. So I don't know if I answered your question.
Fine.
Basically, we'll wait and see.
Wait and see, yeah.
I should have just said that. Would have made it easier.
You've been recruiting for a long time. With this early signing period, how much did it change your strategy or your guys' methods?
I actually think it's been a huge positive for me individually. I mean, for me as a coach, personally, I think it's been nice because a lot of the young men feel just a huge weight lifted off. And before they'd have to wait until February, and you know how relentless recruiters can be. And so until it's signed on the dotted line, they just don't. There's no let up. You know what I mean? So this way it's just done, and they can move on. And a lot of them are just excited to just have a good Christmas holiday season break. You know, so I think that's the most important part. I think the adjustment was to see how it was going to go from their school point of view, because some guys aren't in school, and so getting together a signing party, it's a first for them too. So I think for others, February seems fine enough, and so we communicated with all our guys and told them what we would like, and but we also had to take into account what they want to do, and if they want to have their signing party in February, then we'll work on that. But it's nice to have guys that we felt like have been with us for a long time, have them already taken care of, and then we can focus on the others for February, and then we can also get these other guys transitioned into applying for school and getting them, whether they're going missions, get their mission papers started and all that stuff. So I think it's a huge benefit for us. It's good for college football.
You mentioned him as an either-or lineman that you signed, but it's not often that you guys get a kid from Juan Diego Catholic High School. But how did you let alone one who's been playing, I think, maybe 2 years? How did you kind of come in contact with Chinoso, and how did that sort of come to be getting him to BYU?
Well, I mean, I think that was a referral also, and then we kind of reached out and invited him to camp and things like that, and got to know him, and recruiting picked up really quickly for him. He got a bunch of offers, and I think the connection that he had with Coach Tuyaki was really important. The connection that he had with the players, even when he came here for camps, just been around the school. I thought it was just a good fit, and so last time I checked, Catholics do really well playing football here. So, yeah, so it's a good sign, you know. So I'm pretty sure the Jim McMahon and the other Catholics that are around there would be happy to welcome more. So.
How much did Coach Grimes, how much was he involved in this?
Mhm.
You know, just being hired and things like that?
Oh, I mean, once everything was done, he went to work quickly, and the goal was to get him involved with all the offensive guys, and so he was on the phone quite a bit, talking to a lot of families and a lot of the recruits, and so I think it's a good sign that you see a lot of these old linemen sign, you know. So Coach Grimes is a great recruiter, and he has a vision of what he sees, and it's got to be built from the O-line. So on that side of the ball, he liked the fact that we had some big bodies there, you know. So I thought we got better, but we definitely got bigger. So I mean, you don't see a lot of 6'8" O-line, D-line guys around. And I'm sure Corbin's going to be really excited that he's not the only one that's towering over everyone.
What do you make of Brock Davis? I know he's a name that a lot of people probably don't recognize, but what do you make of his game?
A lot of speed, and he's had some injuries, but from what we've seen and what we had in camp, he's got all the intangibles for a great corner, you know. And I think that we've been able to see some great skill athletes and then transition them to corner, and you know, and in years past I've done that many times, and I think he's going to be a guy that's going to fit perfectly, and he's got the speed, so you can work on speed and athleticism, and you can piece together the rest.
Any more questions?